Can you believe that more than half of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? And not only that, 36% of consumers who make over $250,000 in this country still live paycheck to paycheck. So this is a big problem. This is a big deal. And if you've ever felt in a situation where you're thinking, I cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck, there's no way out, there's no hope, here in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck. I want to show you here what you can do, what the problems could be in your situation, because I used to be living paycheck to paycheck, all the stress, the uncertainty. If you have one medical bill that is unexpected, if your pet gets sick, if your car needs repair, if you need to fix something around the house, maybe you have an unexpected book for college that is way too expensive and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and when every penny is taken into account in your month-to-month budget, if you have one slight deviation from that budget, the whole situation can turn quickly into a nightmare. But one of the most important questions, and perhaps the biggest question, is why? Why cannot people stop living paycheck to paycheck? And we're talking here in general terms. I know that everyone's situation is different, but there's some overlapping reasons why this could happen. One of the biggest reasons I've identified why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck is because they don't have a high enough income. They have a limited income, a low income. And one of the things that I've learned along my journey as an engineer and somebody that's worked retail for a long time is the fact that you get what you provide to the market. And if you are an engineer, if you help solve big problems, or maybe you are a surgeon, maybe you are a doctor, a lawyer, maybe you're an entrepreneur, whatever you provide to the market, you're gonna get paid accordingly. If your job is easy, if your job can be automated, of course, that type of work is not gonna be rewarded as high. Is this fair? It may not be many times. One example quickly is teachers who should be getting paid more for the efforts and services. The bottom line here is when you want to increase your income, you wanna make sure that you help solve a problem. Either you provide a skill, you provide a service, or you provide a product that is going to help make people's lives easier in one way or another. That's going to help you tremendously. And in my personal opinion, it's the first step in living that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. Now, the second reason why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck, not addressing the money leakage, not knowing where the money's going. One of the things that I've learned along the years after going through the rat race of living paycheck to paycheck, and also sometimes even living paycheck to 2 weeks before paycheck, sometimes there was way too much month at the end of the money. You got to pay attention to where your money is going. Somebody once told me a long time ago, rich people don't get rich because they don't care about money. The third reason why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck, and this is a big one, this is something that a lot of us, I remember being hit with car bills, I remember being hit with medical bills, is unexpected events. And this could take place for many reasons, right? We could be thinking about medical expenses. Maybe your pet gets sick. Maybe you have to buy really expensive books for college. Maybe you get into a car accident, your house needs repair. Maybe you want to help your mom, your dad, your brother in financial situations, whatever it happens to be. And the antidote and the solution to dealing with all these unexpected events, guess what? It is, yes, increasing your income and making more money. And I want to share with you, and I want to encourage you and just motivate you that you can make things happen. You have an unexpected pet bill. Like my pet got sick a few months ago and we had to spend a couple $100. And for us, we were thinking, okay, just it's fine, just pay for it. I mean, it's not a big deal because we had the money to do it. And I want to encourage you to pay attention to your income and increase your salary and learn a skill. If you're already in engineering school, if you're already in college, if you already are training yourself to learn a skill that is going to be rewarded in the market, then that's great. But if you're not there just yet, I encourage you to learn something, and there are plenty of options out there. The fourth reason why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck, and this may not be something that is breaking news for you, it is the social media comparison and the people that you are paying attention to. If you're someone that is impulsive when it comes to purchasing, and I know plenty of people who are like that, they see something on TikTok or Instagram and they go immediately to buy it. If you're someone that is heavily influenced by what you see on social media, then one of the things that I personally suggest, and something that I personally do back and forth because I cannot deal with all these different apps that are out there, is just delete them. It really is that simple. And just focus that time and energy that you're spending on those apps on building a side hustle or finding a way to increase your income. So that way, next time you go into those apps, then you can just go ahead and just purchase anything they want without taking a big dent to your budget. Now, the fifth reason why people cannot stop living paycheck to paycheck is twofold. Number one is not being able to delay gratification, and delaying gratification is one of the key indicators for success in the future according to psychological studies. We live in a society nowadays where Amazon, you buy something and Amazon is bringing things right around the corner within 2 hours. We don't want to wait if we cannot afford it. Tools like Afterpay, get out there and just tell people, they bait them in and saying, hey, if you don't have the money, then don't worry about it. You can just borrow it, get credit for it, and you can just pay it over 6 months. Last week, my wife and I, we went to check out a car. So we saw this car, we saw the price, and we were thinking, okay, we don't want to put a huge dent on our savings. So we decided to just scale back, think about it. Over time, our plan is to purchase it in the future, and we're going to continue to save money for that car. But I know there's a lot of people, and me in the past probably would have been like, I want this car right now and I want it now, and I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna get in debt, and guess what? All the car payments that are gonna come with that car, for as cool as it looks, are going to put a rope around my neck, and I'm gonna be just indebted, and I'm going to be living paycheck to paycheck, and sometimes, who knows, my car may even get repoed because I won't be able to make those payments. Lastly, on why people live paycheck to paycheck, and this is something that is affecting millions of Americans right now, and that is, of course, inflation. And inflation is something that we cannot control. It's one of the things, like, we as citizens cannot do anything about it. But there's one thing that we can do when it comes to dealing with this type of problem, and that is, my friends, increasing our income. If you think about it, that's really the solution when it comes to living paycheck to paycheck. The solution is not to cut down your expenses. The solution is not to be really cheap or just extremely frugal or quote unquote minimalist when it comes to your spendings. So I encourage you to get on that journey, to get on that track, to making a difference for yourself so you can finally escape the rat race of living paycheck to paycheck, because I promise you, it makes a world of a difference in your mental health, in your emotional health, when you're able to provide for yourself, for your family, when you're able to give back, when you are able to just live without the need or the worry that I cannot wait to my next pay period. Trust me, I've been there, and I've also been on the other side where you start thinking, oh, I got paid today. That's great. But I understand, when money is the root of all your problems, then money is everything. Now, I do quickly want to mention here that you don't have to have a college degree. I'm an engineer, and I encourage many young engineers to go out and get the skill. And engineering is an amazing skill, but I understand that this is not for everyone. Everybody doesn't want to go through that. And hey, maybe you already went to college, you don't want to go back. Well, here I want to share with you one crazy story from Manuel, a sales engineer that I interviewed a couple of months ago, who went from flipping chickens to making over $100,000 in 6 months. So if you want to watch the whole interview, go check out this video right here, how he got into tech, how he became a sales engineer. This right here can change your life. Just how, when I posted a sales engineering video on Instagram a long time ago, Emmanuel's life was changed. If you like this video, if you want more content like this, like it, subscribe, and let me know what your plans are for the future. I'll see you all on the next one, and take care. Peace, Wise Engineer.